Okay, so we have the Fallout show from the Royal Rumble heading into Fastlane, which is the last stop on the road to WrestleMania. So begin with the Authority, because that's how you begin these things. And then H comes down. And at first it's like, where's the title at? He unbuttons his blazer, and in true corporate gangsta style, it's there. Boom! Right under the blazer. And I was like, man, heels need to rock the three-piece suit with the belt hidden inside a blazer. It was just great. He kind of, I don't need this belt, I want this belt. If you want this belt, you have to take it from me. And at the end of the show, they would say who the main event's going to be for Fastlane. Winner of Fastlane goes on to WrestleMania to face the Game. So, as always, that's the bookend. So our main event is the League of Nations. Well, it's just Sheamus and Rusev taking on the Brothers in Arms, Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. They're successful because, Roman's got to look strong. In a match, we've seen these guys in some form or fashion fight quite a lot because the roster's pretty thin. So it was a meh sort of match. Reigns, of course, hits the spear because he's got to look strong. They put Rusev through a table as payback for Rusev putting Roman through a table at the Royal Rumble. That's a lot of R's. And then stuff comes out like, oh, the main event is going to be a triple threat match. Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Brock Lesnar. And I was like, I like that match. Roman Reigns, Lesnar, those two can whoop on each other. And Dean Ambrose can take a whooping. So you got two guys, and you got three guys who can take a whooping, who can give a whooping, and who will take and give a whooping to get a shot at Triple H for the main event at WrestleMania. I like it. I like it a lot. AJ got to cut a promo. And it was like, Sweeney, tell me about you, AJ. And he did a little bit. It was nice. It was a good, solid, you don't know who I am? You'll find out who I am. I set the world on fire. And then Jericho was there, and I'm like, ooh. AJ and Jericho? Their match was... I think my expectations for AJ and Jericho are based upon AJ and Jericho from like 5-10 years ago. Jericho's still very good. He's lost a step. And AJ, from all his injuries, he wrestled a different style. But their match had this really great pseudo-Japanese feel to it. Where they got their moves in, but each move had that like big impactful move. Both guys are kind of worn down. It wasn't like big move, pop up, go for a pin. No. It was, series of big hard-hitting moves, slowly go for a pin. So the style was fantastic. It worked well. The crowd got into it pretty well. I love the fact that AJ teases for the Styles Clash, and he has not hit it yet. Teased it like crazy in the Royal Rumble. So I'm thinking that's going to be his pay-per-view only specialty finisher. He ended up beating Jericho with a roll-up, and after the match was done, this is a key moment here. Key moment. AJ looked tired, looked like he was in a vicious war, and that he barely won. Stuck his hand out to shake Jericho's hand, and I was like, good. I'm glad there's a babyface who, when a match is done, and it was a long, hard-fought match, looks like he was in a long, hard-fought match. Beyond Ambrose, because Ambrose looks like death warmed over. Every fight he's done, he's like, I did it, right? I won? Alright, I'm going to go in the back and lay a tub of Epsom salt and rub like, ice packs all over my body. So, good, impressive outing. I think my bar was probably unattainable for those two. I was hoping that we were going to see, like I said, Jericho from a couple years ago and AJ from a couple years ago, but for what they can do now, they put on a very good match. Ziggler took on Owens. Owens still selling the effects of a last man standing match. Writers and Vince will write that down. Owens was in a war. Limped down to the Royal Rumble match. Did what he could. He is still showing the effects of being beaten up. Ambrose came with some bandages on him, showing the effects of being beaten up. It's okay. If a guy was involved in a very vicious, brutal fight, show them being hurt. Show that what the matches do is they have a cumulative toll on the individual. You want to build sympathy? Have Roman Reigns get the daylights beaten out of him on a pay-per-view. And then have him show up, put his arms up, and got winced just a little bit to be like, you know what? Yeah, his ribs are hurting because he got put through a table by Rusev. You know, those little sort of just, you know, he still can go, just he's not 100%. It's okay to show wrestlers as being mortal. That's how you get the fans behind them. So, Owens Ziggler, good match. I saw my voice just all kind of going. Owens Ziggler, good match. Powerbomb. Worked well. Got the job done. Becky Lynch and Sasha were having a pretty solid match. Crowd chanted NXT because they're in Miami, so they're still really close to Full Sail. Charlotte came down, whooped them both. Yes, give me a triple threat at Fastlane and toss whatever you want for a fatal 4-way at WrestleMania. Do not give me a tag match. If I get one Divas match at Mania, make it the freaking title. If I get two, you can do a tag match. That's fine. And Divas tag match because Total Divas is on tomorrow. Paige and Natalya are teaming because dropped storylines. Taking on Alicia Fox and Brie because Naomi is injured. I think Tamina is injured. And we'll find out Wednesday if Nikki ever gets to wrestle again. So, of course, Paige and Natalya won. So if you think about it, they had 9 divas with their centerpieces at SummerSlam. They pretty much have Brie, Alicia Fox, Sasha, Paige, Becky, Charlotte. So they introduced 9 divas, 3 of them are out. And Sasha apparently had some lingering issues. That's why she was off TV for a little bit. Paige just came back from a concussion. Natalya had a broken ankle. I mean, there really isn't. The roster's getting whittled down pretty quickly. And the Paige Natalya match against Brie and Alicia Fox, I'm like, man, I feel like I just saw this match. And it was okay. It was away from the talk about Total Divas on the show. All right. Goldust is trying to find a partner. Talked with R-Truth. R-Truth is like, I'm married. So, kind of funny. Somewhat. A little bit. They teased a guest star showing up. And it was The Miz. And the crowd was like, oh, no, it's The Miz. Then The Rock showed up and pretty much walked past everybody. He was like, hey, Lana. How's it going, Lana? Remember that time when you don't be the rooster, but you smell like old testicles? And then we did the innuendo. Hey, you still with that guy? We had engaged to be married. Oh, hey, that's great. Rusev, man. You have got it. She's just yeah. You're going to smell what The Rock was cooking. And I was like, all right. And then he's walking, just, what's up, Pat Paris? Happy birthday. Just making his way down. Got to the grills, and on the other side, there it is. And the crowd's just going nuts. And he was like, and his music hit. And I was like, you going to go to commercial? Because the crowd can just chant Rocky the whole time it's a commercial. Nope. Talks about WrestleMania. All right. Does the normal Rock shtick. Crowd loves him. He's great at what he does. He is He is charisma and X Factor rolled up into a ball. The fact that you could probably take The Rock's charisma and divide it amongst people, and it would still be enough for him to get everybody over. I think The Rock really needs to start breeding wrestlers in Canada, take their technical skill and his charisma, and mold it into a whole fleet of amazing athletes that will take the world of wrestling by storm. So, of course, when the New Day comes out, New Day doing the PG way of digging at The Rock, and Rock hits PG-13 by saying llama penises on their heads. And they're like, no, we're not going to fight you, Rock. We're not. Then the Usos come down, the Usos and The Rock, because the Usos and The Rock are related. Glad they didn't bring up Roman Reigns and The Rock. Just saying. Great segment. Rock is The Rock, and he's going to do what The Rock does. They were lucky they're in Miami, and The Rock's like, just hop in his vehicle and drive over. You woke up clanging and banging, did 12 hours on the set, and so you know what we do now? What? I'm going to go to Monday Night Raw. I'm going to talk it up a little bit. I'm going to WrestleMania. Maybe you'll see me again. Maybe you won't. You never know. I'm The Rock. And he went, time to go off the script, because there was a person dressed as The Undertaker, person dressed as Hulk Hogan, person dressed as The White Rock, and a person dressed like Randy Savage. He talked to them for a few minutes, and it was like, you know what? Those guys, that's it. They're done. They made it. The Rock talked to them, shook hands, like chest bump, the whole 9 yards. I said, man, that's it. You have peaked, wrestling nerds, but you peaked with The Rock. With The Rock. And they got some mic time with them. What's your name? Who are you? Oh, that was great. You should have one-on-one with the great one. Did it. And of course in Miami, so Flo Rida got into a rap battle with the Social Outcast member, Bo Rida. And it was, I don't know if Flo Rida didn't know in advance they were going to do this, because Bo did an adequate job for being someone who's not a rapper. And Flo Rida did a below adequate job for somebody who is a rapper. But I think from my standpoint, the farther you're away from either Run DMC or Dr. Dre and NWA, your rap game gets kind of, those are my rappers. Yes, I did just say NWA and Dr. Dre. Yes. Remember, white suburban kid. Born in 79. So in the Chronic Kid, that was my jam. Because, white suburban kid. And I was like, that's a time filler. Social Outcast got to at least be on something that will be referenced in social media. Miz took on Kalisto in a match that was pretty good. Nice seeing Kalisto face someone who's not Del Rio. And Miz does a very good job in the ring. He's going to be probably one of the most underrated superstars because he's solid, but he's solid mid to upper mid. I still think the Miz Talent Agency bit would have been fantastic if he would have brought in like Tyler Breeze, maybe even Summer Rae, and even if they wanted to make R-Truth pseudo heel kind of. R-Truth could have got with him. Like, I can get your rap career going. I can help you with your modeling career. Boom, and that could have been it. It could have been this really eclectic stable with the Miz being the heater for it. It would have been great. But all in all, after a surprisingly good Royal Rumble, this was a decent Raw. They're setting the game plan up for Fastlane, which sets it up for WrestleMania. They're kind of on autopilot now, which is good. The less creative has to really create, the better things will be going towards WrestleMania. Oh. And Wyatt fought Kane and the crowd really didn't care. And I found it hard to care. Just saying. Of course they beat him. Oh, the Social Outcasts fought the Dudleys. But the Divas are looking awesome. And setting up the triple threat match for Fastlane, including Brock Lesnar, that's good. It means we've got at least 2 solid matches. What they need to do is find another tag team. If I had to sit through Usos versus New Day again, I'm just going to skip it when it's on the network.